3 weeks after Emily's disappearance, life on Winchester Lane moved as if nothing had changed. Neighbors assumed she'd simply left, perhaps a family emergency, perhaps something personal. No police reports were filed. No alarms raised. Ryan played his part perfectly. He'd even posted a photo of Emily's farewell note on social media, a short paragraph typed neatly on hotel stationery, saying she needed time to rediscover herself. The truth was buried deep, literally and figuratively. Kate Burns was different from Emily in almost every way. She was bolder, sharper, and carried a journalist's natural skepticism. Having grown up in upstate New York, she worked for a regional online news outlet, often covering obscure human interest stories and small-town mysteries. She loved asking questions. She loved peeling back layers. When she matched with Ryan Moore on a dating app, it was his profile that stood out, not because it was flashy, but because it wasn't. It was simple. Honest. Calm. A man of few words and many books, he described himself as a builder of spaces and collector of memories. His photos showed him on hikes, sipping coffee, standing outside his house with a sunset behind him. Their first coffee date was pleasant. Ryan was soft-spoken, polite, and direct. He spoke just enough to be charming, listened just enough to feel engaged. Kate found herself intrigued. She wasn't the kind of woman to fall easily. But there was a gravity to him, a steadiness that felt grounding. Their relationship moved quickly. Dinners led to overnight stays. He introduced her to his favorite books, cooked for her, played old jazz records late at night. He was affectionate without being needy, available without being clingy. It all felt too smooth. Too perfect. Kate didn't trust perfect. She noticed little things, how Ryan avoided talking about his past, how his home had zero signs of previous partners. No extra shoes, no photos, no discarded mail. She once opened a drawer to find it entirely empty, too clean, too deliberate. One night, as she was brushing her teeth, she found a strand of long auburn hair in the guest bathroom's drain. Kate had short black curls. She picked up the strand, examined it, and set it aside, but a seed of suspicion had already been planted. Later that week, while Ryan was in the shower, she snooped around the study. She wasn't proud of it, but she was curious. In the bottom drawer, beneath files and sketchbooks, she found a small journal. It was locked with a clasp. She didn't open it, but she noted the initials etched on the corner, E.H. Emily Harper. Kate didn't know the name yet. But something in her gut stirred. That weekend, Ryan invited her to move in. He said it casually, over dinner. "There's space. You spend most of your time here anyway. It just makes sense." Kate hesitated. Her instincts wrestled with her emotions. She told him she'd think about it. Ryan didn't press. That night, she went home and began a quiet investigation. Using a reverse address search, she pulled up the property history of Ryan's house. It had belonged to him and a woman named Liza Moore, purchased in 2015. A local marriage record confirmed their wedding in 2016. But there was no death certificate, no divorce, nothing further. Liza Moore had simply vanished. She then searched the local school faculty list. Under recent departures, a name caught her eye, Emily Harper, grade 2 teacher. Left due to family emergency. No forwarding address. No online presence after October. 2 women. Both close to Ryan. Both gone. Kate's heart pounded. She was staring at something dark. But she needed proof. She returned to the house the next day with a hidden audio recorder in her coat. Over dinner, she gently brought up Emily, framing it as curiosity about the previous tenant. Ryan paused mid-bite. His expression didn't change, but his eyes did. "Oh, Emily," he said quietly. "We were seeing each other. She was nice. But she had issues. One day, she just left. No warning. I guess some people can't settle. Kate nodded, feigning acceptance. And before her? You were married, right? Ryan sipped his wine. A long time ago. Liza died in an accident. I don't talk about it much. Of course. I'm sorry, Kate said, her voice soft. That night, she uploaded the recording to her cloud drive. It wasn't a confession, but it was a start. Over the next week, Kate became more cautious. She began noting Ryan's routines. He left every Tuesday afternoon for a 2-hour jog in the hills nearby. That's when she made her move. On one such Tuesday, she used a small hidden camera pen to record her exploration of the house. She revisited the guest bathroom. Then the study. Then the kitchen. She scanned every inch of the walls, and that's when she noticed something strange behind a small wine shelf. A slight seam in the wall. Upon closer inspection, she found a disguised switch tucked under the shelf board. She pressed it. With a soft mechanical whir, the panel beside the kitchen creaked open, revealing a narrow passage. A hidden door. A staircase led down, into darkness. Her camera shook as she descended, breathing heavy. The air was musty, thick with preservation chemicals. The moment her flashlight hit the room, she stopped breathing. 2 glass cases stood side by side. Inside each was a woman. Preserved. Motionless. One had auburn hair, her eyes closed, lips parted. The other, pale and serene, wore a white gown. Labels marked each. Liza Moore. Emily Harper. Kate dropped the camera. Her knees buckled. She almost screamed, but decades of journalistic discipline told her not to. She turned to run. But Ryan was standing at the top of the stairs. You weren't supposed to find them, he said softly. Her heart raced. You, what are you? What is this? I preserve love, he said, descending the stairs slowly. I don't believe in letting go. People lie. People leave. I don't. I keep them, just as they were. Forever. Kate backed away, fumbling for her phone. But Ryan lunged. They struggled. She kicked, screamed, bit his hand. In the scuffle, she managed to knock over one of the glass cases. It shattered. Liza's body spilled to the floor, glass slicing through her arms, chemicals leaking out. Ryan roared, an animalistic, guttural sound. He pushed Kate to the floor, raising a sharp fragment to strike. But the sound of sirens froze him. Kate had left her cloud recording linked to her newsroom's auto-trigger. Her colleagues had been listening live. The second they heard her scream, they'd called the police. Red and blue lights lit the driveway. A battering ram smashed the front door. Officers stormed in, descending into the horror below. Ryan dropped the glass and knelt beside Liza's broken body, whispering, I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you. He was arrested on sight. Silent. Empty-eyed. Kate was taken to the hospital, bruised but alive. Ryan Moore's case shook the nation. Dubbed the Love Collector, he was diagnosed with a rare form of psychopathy, intelligent, high-functioning, but incapable of processing emotional abandonment. His victims were women he had convinced to love him, then killed, preserved, and displayed as symbols of his forever. During the trial, Emily's and Liza's DNA matched with 2 long unsolved missing person cases. Letters forged by Ryan. Emails sent from their stolen devices. All part of a meticulous cover-up. Ryan showed no remorse. In court, he simply said, I never hurt them. I kept them safe. Loved. Beautiful. He was sentenced to life without parole. The house on Winchester Lane was sealed and later demolished. But for years, people claimed to hear soft cries on foggy nights where the mansion once stood. Not screams. Not wind. Just whispers. Two voices. And one broken man who thought love meant never letting go.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe our channel, give a like and share it with others who love suspense and thrill. And most importantly, turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next chilling tale.